So we're here at MCM Comic Con, and the guys from Hasbro, Sam Smith and Schneider, have come over the pond. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Yeah, welcome back to me. And fortunately, this year we're bringing the true brains of the operation. Sam Smith, our lead designer for Star Wars. So hopefully he added a lot to the panel.
He did.
Great.
He did. Very much so. Very much so. So tell us about the reveals today.
Absolutely. We've got 2 Black Series items and 1 vintage item. I'll talk about the vintage item and Sam about the Black Series. So we have heard from the vintage fans, it's a very fair cry about the Mandalorian. Looks amazing, so exciting, so many great Mandalorian items in our Black Series line. Nothing in the vintage line until now. So yesterday, at Paris Comic Con, we revealed the first vintage Mandalorian figure, Cara Dune, and today we reveal the Mandalorian himself in beautiful 3 3/4" scale, based on that great Pascal portrait, Pedro Pascal.
He looks amazing.
He looks amazing. He's got the great rifle, you know, harkening back to the holiday special. Great cloak, accessories. We're really excited to get the Mandalorian figures in the line, and we will have at least 1 more vintage Mandalorian reveal over the course of the next week. Okay, so that's the vintage collection.
Yeah. Kind of switching to the opposite of it, our vintage fans were able to take advantage of our first Story Bliss and also our first Night of Ren. So it was actually really natural that we were able to kind of reveal these characters together. So our first Black Series 6-inch representation of the Night of Ren, again, it's a different character than what was selected for the vintage collection. Really the importance here is to be able to bolster these for both the line, for certainly the opportunity to expand and really start from different directions. But for both of them, we really went with kind of what we thought was going to be the flagship coolest of the Night of Ren. We hope to see that in on-screen entertainment. As we shift over here, we have Story Bliss making her debut in the Black Series. Again, great likeness to you know, what little that we know about the character in terms of it being portrayed by Carrie Russell. She dual wields her pistols, and loved what we were able to translate to the design here. So really excited to see her added to the line.
And as Sam mentioned, we really tried to get a lot of variety out kind of at launch. So, you know, it wasn't a case that we thought Mandalorian was better or F9 was better. We decided to focus more on F9 in the launch waves for the vintage collection, more on the Mandalorian, but as Sam mentioned, we're righting that wrong now and getting them all out in both scales.
So what was the choice of not including a soft cape with Mandalorian? Why did you choose the plastic cape?
So the big thing that really, Mandalorians are really expensive characters to do.
Yeah, I imagine there's lots of takes on.
There are, and it really just becomes that level of balance to still make them be a candidate for the card back. Because as we do, it's really, we kind of have to offset one with the other. So if it's a character that has lots of soft goods, generally they end up being lighter in terms of paint applications. But for the Mandalorian, wasn't something where it was going to hinder the articulation of the figure. And again, so we sort of matched how we approached that stylistically to what we did in the Black Series as well.
And so these were our fan reveals. We also revealed 2 kid items.
That's right.
Mandalorian mask and gauntlet. So these are the toys for the fans out there. Those are the toys for the more mainstream kids.
And then in terms of the Knights of Ren figure, was there a lot of discussion over which ones you were going to do for each night?
There was. Ultimately, you know, it just became this great debate. We asked like Lucasfilm in terms of like what's going to be the most prominent one. They're all going to be prominent. So it really came down to sort of making that selection. You know, there's a lot that's utilized as sort of a similar color palette for the characters. So we really wanted to diversify some of those silhouettes that we got. So in the vintage collection, it was about getting who we call the Axer with his large double-bladed axe, which I think we actually end up seeing kind of make its theatrical debut as part of Prop and Solo. And then one we're calling the Greater, kind of having the grenade pattern to the facial plate. Again, really kind of building out those really cool accessories. So you have the kind of vibro scythe, and you have that holsterable pistol for this character. For the Axer, you get that sort of giant double-bladed axe.
And all being well, will we get all 6 in both lines eventually over?
That's a good question, yeah. So we get this a lot, like we have different crews that we're working to build out. I think part of it is we're excited to see the reaction from the fans. We didn't want to go, to your point, kind of 10, 12 deep right from the outset before we knew if the fans liked them. So if you love the Knights of Ren, let us know at conventions online, and we will hopefully someday complete the whole set.
Okay. And then on to the final character here, obviously we don't know what's under the mask necessarily. So would you, let's say that there's a big reveal, a bit like Memphis Nest, would you then potentially revisit the character and give us what your take at a later date, or would you say that's the easy version of the Black Series?
I think there's certainly the opportunity for it. I think, definitely post-movie we have a bit more of an idea and an understanding in terms of how much that reveal kind of resonated with fans. So, there's some helmets that are definitely going to be helmeted, and there's others where it's like, oh man, they wore a helmet for a short period of time, and then we're completely out of it. So, I think it sort of becomes that balance, and certainly if there's enough demand and love for that character, I see it as being a perfectly acceptable opportunity to get it out.
I think Sam spoke to this on the panel. We've got, through the archive, we have a great way to get old figures back out there. Yep. Through some of the exclusives, we have a great way to update figures that are in need of updating. So today we're seeing Emperor Palpatine and Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi. To your point, maybe in 2 years there's an exclusive of storage list of that new head, so on and so forth.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things that our fans mentioned on Facebook when they're watching on stream is there's been no real pullback against the retro collection. The retro collection's gone down really, really well. What do you guys think of the retro collection? Will we see it again, maybe? I think,
Sam clearly hates the retro collection. He's wearing a retro collection shirt.
I was going to come on to his shirt in a minute. That was another question.
Yes. No, we love the retro collection. I always try to give credit. Sam Smith here brainstormed that item, so that's purely out of his brain. It's great. We love it for a lot of reasons. We love the fact that it gives us a new expression in the line. It's really cool. It brings us back to our childhood collecting those figures. We were excited to see the response from both kind of the more casual fans like it because it has that throwback aspect. And I think it's funny, the more established fans, I think were a little hesitant at first, but then when they came out, they were like, yeah, these are cool, we want them. So I think it's cool getting the kind of redos of the original figures and also the new Grand Moff Tarkin. So as we always say, like, if fans want something, we'll probably do more in the future. So no announcements yet, but hopefully we'll see more retro in the future.
So let's talk about your t-shirt. At New York Comic Con, you were wearing one with all the bounty hunters on, and now you're wearing this one.
I did. I had a Mandalorian retro one yesterday.
So, you designed these yourself?
No. These are absolutely they're created by a community of fans. This one I got online, but I don't recall necessarily the vendor that created it. But to utilize those character styles or something like that, I think it's a huge opportunity. And again, there's so much kind of brand heritage, and ultimately kind of the case of the ownability of the style kind of falls back to the original Kenner figures. So
that's how we talked about it, I think, in the brainstorming session. It's like these stylings, like this is our heritage. This is Kenner, 42 years of doing this. Like no one owns this more than us, and we're happy to bring it back.
Yeah, and it'd be really nice to have, maybe a figure like a blue snaggletooth on a vintage card. That would be really cool one day.
It's not something we haven't talked about.
I'm sure. So what else do you take away from doing these tours? Because obviously you're here, you've got another 3 stops on the tour.
Yep.
There's more stuff coming. How do you approach something like this?
So I think it's amazing. I mean, that's the short answer. It's something we've been doing now for 2 years. We came 2 years ago for business meetings, and it was kind of a fortunate coincidence that we did a London Comic Con panel. We were blown away by the passion and just the numbers of fans that were hungry for this. And I think I always say we kind of awoke into the fact we should have realized it sooner that Star Wars is a global brand. We have amazing fans around the world, here in the UK, elsewhere in Europe, elsewhere in the world. And so I think we were like, this is our responsibility to kind of meet the fans where they are and to bring them reveals, to bring them panels and exclusives, so it's great. We always love going to conventions and meeting the fans and hearing their perspectives and seeing their passion, and I think that's just as true around the world. So we love it. I don't know if you.
Yeah, no, I think that's. This is obviously my first time for both Paris yesterday as well as for London today, and I was, taken aback at how of course this part of the trailer would come on.
This music.
Your speech is that much better.
I'm giving myself goosebumps, but it's. We love doing these panels, obviously, to be able to do them and actually talk about all the great product that's coming out, be able to reveal things that are on the shoulders and kind of what's upcoming, and ultimately ultimately just the opportunity to engage with fans. We make the product for you guys as fans and for the fans, and ultimately it's the kind of the great interactions that we get to have here that really help to shape the product line. So.
And I will say, last year I was here alone, and fans would come to me, and eventually they'd be like, "Wait, you're a marketer? Where's the designer? Where's he?" And so, really credit to the local UK team and all the local teams, because they're the ones who did the effort and are paying the money to get Sam here. So, thank you.
And it's very much appreciated. I'm going to say that distribution has got so much better. It really has gone up a notch. It's still not there yet. So, what are you doing behind the scenes to reassure all of us here in the UK and across Europe that we will get there eventually?
Sam, do you want to just kidding? We have an unspoken agreement. Any questions about cauldrons and buttons and kind of the lore of Sam, he always gives the distribution questions to me. No, so it's a long road. It's one we're committed to. I always say, like, it's kind of crazy that we have product, fans want the product, they want to pay money for the product, and we can't figure that out. So know when there are distribution challenges, like as a business, like we feel those as well. Those are painful for us as well. So it's not like we don't care or we're just sitting back. It is very challenging. It's a complex supply chain. We've done things over the years to improve it. We moved, last year we announced at San Diego Comic-Con that in our Vintage and Black Series lines, we were going to less waves, more figures per wave, and it's been easier for retailers to work through those waves. Retailers aren't missing waves anymore. We announced at New York Comic-Con we're going to 5-language packaging. Now the EU will no longer have to hit their own minimum order quantity because it's globally pulled packaging, so it'll get more items here. I mentioned our business meetings. We've had a fan summit for the past 3 years. Distribution is something we're talking about. We're communicating more. We're setting up monthly calls to get that forecasting right. So it's something we're committed to. It's a long road, but hopefully we're making steps, and it sounds like it's improved this year. Hopefully it'll be better next year, and eventually we'll get there.
Which is great, and that's what we all want.
Exactly. We all want that. We're all in this together.
It's not favorable to anyone if you guys can't get a hold of product.
Absolutely. So, figure stands is obviously a hot topic. It was mentioned in the Q&A.
Yeah.
Years ago, you did vintage stands, and I know you've been trying the Black Series stands in some of the exclusive products. Is there a better path that you can maybe trial that by maybe putting them out in packs like you did previously?
I think, definitely in coming to these conventions, we get a lot of feedback on that, and it's a great takeaway. There's definitely, we have more plans of things to do, stuff that's in the pipeline. Can't speak to what those items are directly, but your feedback is absolutely heard.
It's something we're always talking about, so we're aware of the want, we're aware of the ask. It's figuring out the right way to do it. Putting out so we tried through kind of the Black Series exclusives. Maybe it's right for the future in mainline. It would be tough kind of in a vintage card back to fit a stand in there without breaking the aesthetic. A stand pack isn't something that would be great in brick and mortar retail. So it's about kind of figuring out the right way to do that. We wouldn't want to launch an item, have it not succeed, and then kind of we've killed that for the future. So we're aware of the ask and we're working to meet it.
One of the great things that you did just after Force Friday was put out that checklist on Hasbro Pulse. That was really good. It was really well received by fans. So obviously you're announcing all these new products. Will those checklists be updated?
Absolutely. The plan is to keep that as a live list. I don't think they'll update it like after every convention, which would be a reasonable ask. Just we don't want to kind of have an outdated checklist.
Maybe once a month.
Exactly, yeah. There are certainly plans to keep that updated on a periodic basis. And it's great to hear that fans enjoy it. Again, kind of that's the whole goal. Pulse is we're building that up as a fan destination, and so that's the goal, is it's meeting the needs of fans.
That's awesome. Going back to Jabba's playset in the vintage line, that was a really, really well received product.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at how well received that was coming off the back of the barge, or did you expect it to do as well as it did?
Ultimately what the barge allowed us to do, because of its success, it really showcased, all right, the passionate fan base is very much still here for the vintage collection. It was a huge success, and ultimately it allowed us to take some bolder risks in terms of the mainline, in terms of exclusives that really were championed by the fact that the barge was able to happen. So, ultimately it just became back-to-back success story in terms of, because of the barge we were able to do the skip, which again is a great new addition to the vintage collection. and again, scaling it appropriately to that vehicle. In terms of Jabba's playset, we haven't really had a lot of playsets in the line. We certainly haven't had a lot of success with them. So again, being able to approach that, build something new like that directly for the vintage collection, I mean, I think we knew it was going to be good. It was definitely the right time. It was a great way to introduce some characters back into the card back, and again, just being able to go in and research into the known Tauntaun head, but also the obscurity of the Jerba, and trying to find that portrait. So,
and I think it was the right target. I think we've done kind of more kid-focused play sets in the past, and definitely, it's the fan community that really wants to build out those worlds. So we're excited to see the response. I think hopefully we'll see some more vintage play sets in the future.
There's still a lot of people that don't have that, so if there's the opportunity to push out a few more, especially coming up to the holiday season, I don't know how that pans out, but there are lots of people, and we never got a European release either, so it's something to bear in mind, because it is a great product.
That distribution issue again. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. So when are we going to see you again? We're going to see you in New York?
Well,
so if you want to join us,
you're hop on a plane. We're going to be in Italy in 6 days. See you there, James. So we'll be in Italy in 6 days. We'll be in Barcelona the day after that. We'll be in Germany for Comic-Con Dortmund in December. And then after that, it'll be a New York Toy Fair. We'll have a lot of stuff to reveal at New York Toy Fair.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in New York. Safe travels. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, James. Thanks all.
Thank you.